Ready?
Yep.
This is DougR, and I'm speaking with Elaine Becker and sharing a faith story with her. Towards the end of 1995 in December and early 1996, I experienced a lot of health problems. I had been working at a nursery at the time in central Wisconsin, and the nursery had landscape clients, and we did some custom landscaping with native plants. And one of these clients was in Racine, and they were part of the Johnson family and had lots of money. And we were down there periodically doing things for them, doing plantings and putting in trees. And this particular year we were clearing out a forested area for them. We were doing lots of cutting and thinning and had been down there a couple of days. And we were leaving on a Friday and left a little early because the weather was starting to get bad. It was starting to be snow lightly and was icy and that kind of stuff. So we left a little early, and we were close to Madison, and the weather was pretty snotty. And we watched a couple of people slide off the road, and pretty soon we slid off the road. And there were three of us. We were in a small truck, and we were able to push ourselves out of the ditch and get back up on the side of the road again. And we were just about ready to get going. The driver had gotten in, and I was going to get in behind the seat. It was an extended cab truck, and just at that moment somebody passed us and lost control, and the car in back of him tried to get out of his way and stop, and he hit the truck. And the third person hadn't got in yet, and he kind of watched this happen. And the truck got really beat up, and so did I. I wound up going to the hospital, and I was there for about 10 days. I had a lot of broken ribs and a broken collarbone, and then had to have an exploratory surgery. And so I got hurt pretty good, and was off work for a while, for a couple of months. And during that time, I thought I would check into a health issue that I'd been having, and in the process of that, I found out that I had a tumor in my colon. It was about the size of a golf ball, and I found this out just as I was getting ready to go back to work. And so I told people at work that I wasn't going to be able to return when I thought, and I had to have surgery. And it turned out that it was malignant, and so I had to undergo cancer treatment, and that was chemotherapy and radiation, and it was about 6 months worth altogether. And that was hard. I was the place that I worked for. They were really good to me during that time, because they were real flexible, and I was able to take a lot of time off. And when I did come back, I was able to do my treatment in the mornings and then come into work late and sort of flex my time, and that worked out pretty well. During this time, I also had one more thing come up. I had a vision problem in my left eye. I had my retina detached, and it actually tore a little bit, and so I had it repaired, but they put like a sort of a plastic band around the eyeball to kind of hold it in place, and that was successful, but I don't have good vision in my left eye anymore. I mean, I can still see out of it, but not very well. I pretty much have like finger vision, and I don't have good peripheral vision on that eye. So I had a lot of things happen in a short period of time, and that was a real I don't know what you would say, attitude changer or faith tester or whatever. I mean, I consider myself fortunate that the cancer was picked up in the first place. I mean, I did not know it was there, and it was just kind of, I don't know if I had an intuition that something was going on or what, but it was just kind of I don't know if it was chance or not, but it was that's something that worked out that I didn't really have much of a part in, I think, and so I'm grateful for that. And I guess that is one of the things that has come out of all this, is that I guess I have more of an appreciation and more of a gratefulness for the things that I do have, even when things are not going well and I struggle, which I still do. I see things a little differently because of all this, and I've been trying to build on that faith that has come out of that experience, and also the grace that I was shown, and I believe that did happen for me. And but it is a process. I find it's not something that just happens when you're done. So I guess that's most of my story.
Could you name 2 people that have had a profound effect on your faith?
2 people. A friend of mine, Bob Thompson, who lives in the Portage area, he really helped me out a lot when I was going through this, during recovery from the accident, and also when I was undergoing cancer treatment. And he is a person of remarkable faith. He is an odd guy in some ways, but he has a remarkable faith, and I've learned a lot from him. My parents, I think.
What sorts of things did your parents do to show you their faith?
I think just being being concerned and caring about us and being very kind of reliable, dependable folks. Um, they overdid it sometimes, but um, but they and when I did have my accident, I did spend some time with my parents because they had been living in South Texas for quite a while, but the very year that this happened, in 1995, they returned to this area and they were living in Stoughton for a while. They wanted to be closer to family because a lot of the folks that they knew down there in Texas had passed away. They had outlived a lot of their friends, and they felt it was time to return, so they did. And it had only been here a short while when this happened, and at the time they were living in a small apartment in Stoughton. And when I got out of the hospital, I stayed with them for a couple of weeks. I wasn't quite ready to go home and take care of myself, be on my own. So, and that's something I didn't really expect. I figured I would be doing that again, staying with them, but it worked out, and it was, like I say, one of those things. They just happened to be here, and it was good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a coincidence. It sounds like it was God planned.
I guess, yeah, and it was good for our relationship too. It was kind of because I'd been a little distant from them when they were in Texas. I usually saw them at Christmas time and sometimes in the summer, but not much other than that. And for a long time, that was okay. And I think the distance was good for me anyway. And but this was a chance to sort of reconnect with them and be closer than I had been, and that was a good thing.
Where are the places that you're most aware of God's presence?
Mm. I would say usually outside on our place, usually just walking around, doing things, sometimes being in the barn, sometimes outside, other places. It's not such a, let's see, trying to think of other places. Several, long time ago, about almost 20 years ago, I spent some time in Big Bend National Park with a friend, the guy that I was working with, and part of the park is a sort of a high desert area on the border between Texas and Mexico, and that desert was really interesting. And I don't know if I felt God's presence there, but I was really very moved by that. And I don't know if I would want to live in the desert or not, but it was really interesting. It's quite I'd like to see that again.
DougR, thank you very much for telling your faith story.